Iran's Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei has delivered an unexpected proclamation of Iranian victory in the war with the US and Israel.
Tensions are rising between China and the US over Tiananmen Square crackdown. Washington said that no amount of censorship can erase the past.
Thousands of demonstrators clashed with police in Tirana, Albania's capital, in protest over a proposed luxury resort backed by Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Iran's Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei has delivered an unexpected proclamation of Iranian victory in the war with the US and Israel. The written statement, read out by a prayer leader, comes after weeks of talks marked by threats and flare-ups of violence, which have failed to secure a deal to end the war.
به خاطر مواجهه با ضربه قاطع چه در نبرد نظامی و چه در میدان و خیابان تحقیری پرمعنا و عمیق را تجربه می‌کند که در اثر آن واگرایی ملموس کشورها از او را سبب شده کید خود را در جنگ ترکیبی بر دو نقطه متمرکز ساخته است. یکی تاباوری مردم، دیگری ایجاد خطا در دستگاه محاسباتی مسئولان کشور.
Khamenei's unexpected statement may signal an approaching peace deal, for which he appears to be preparing the Iranian nation while also calling for its unity. Also on Thursday, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a resolution seeking to halt American military action in Iran. The resolution was largely symbolic, however, as the U.S. president can veto it if it gains Senate approval.
Lebanese Culture Minister Hassan Salameh hopes that the new ceasefire agreed between Israel and Lebanon on Wednesday is more genuine than the previous one reached in April, which he says was not implemented.
It was not even a truce. I mean, hundreds of people have been killed during the 6 weeks, these 6 past weeks after the announcement of the latest or penultimate ceasefire agreement.
Salameh said it is too early to decide how serious this new ceasefire is, but he stressed Lebanon takes it seriously. The fact that some Israeli ministers are rejecting the agreement is, quote, not very helpful, he added. The talks were led by the United States in Washington.
Without American pressure, we were not expecting the Israeli government to move forward towards such agreement. So it is under American sustained pressure that we can expect a real implementation this time.
The agreement calls for the withdrawal of the Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Salameh expects the Iran-backed group to express its position during the day.
Tensions are rising between China and the United States over the Tiananmen Square crackdown. Just hours before the commemoration of the bloody crackdown by the Chinese authorities, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that no amount of censorship can erase the past. These remarks have provoked Beijing's anger.
美方有关错误言论歪曲历史事实，抹黑中国政治制度和发展道路，干涉中国内政。中方对此强烈不满，坚决反对。我们敦促美方以实际行动兑现尊重中国和中国人民的承诺，停止操弄意识形态对抗，停止以所谓民主、人权为借口干涉中国内政。
On the 4th of June 1989, the Chinese authorities brutally suppressed pro-democracy demonstrations. According to human rights organizations, hundreds or even thousands of people are believed to have been killed by Chinese troops. Rubio added that those who sacrificed to uphold their unalienable rights of free expression and peaceful assembly will be vindicated someday.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has accused Elon Musk of attempting to whip up division over the murder of teenager Henry Novak in the UK. It comes after a series of posts by Musk on his social media platform X about the murder, many of which have used far-right themes and talking points.
And look, we need to also assert who we are as a country, because Musk again has been interfering in our politics in the last few days, trying to whip up division. That is not who we are in Britain. In Britain, we are reasonable, tolerant people. When we have a terrible case like Henry's case, Henry Novak, we react calmly, as his family have done. When it comes to disgusting images on Grok, we take Grok on and fight, because that's who we are as a country.
Novak was stabbed on his way home from a night out in December by Vikram Digwa, a Sikh man who was found guilty of his murder last month. The incident drew huge public attention after it emerged Digwa had falsely told police who attended the scene that he had been the victim of a racist attack. 2 men have been charged following violent protests over Novak's killing, where hundreds clashed with police in the city of Southampton, also attended by far-right activist Tommy Robinson.
Protests have continued in Albania against a massive coastal development project linked to Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of US President Donald Trump. Hundreds of demonstrators on Wednesday took to the streets of Tirana for the 4th day to voice their opposition to the project that the government says would be transformational for the former communist nation.
Fillimisht ne protestojmë për ndërhyrjen që është bërë të dalin makineritë të lirohet natyra dhe të rikthehet në gjendje më të parshme. Por nga ana tjetër, projekti I cili është prezantuar dhe sipërfaqja që prezantohet aty është shkatrimtare, nga renda që kemi parë.
The luxury project linked to Kushner's investment firm and Ivanka Trump spans an abandoned island and a nearby stretch of seafront on Albania's southern coast. It has drawn opposition from environmental campaigners and critics of Prime Minister Edi Rama. On Tuesday, Rama said Albania should not be a country that fears an extraordinary project like this one, adding that, quote, "There is absolutely no chance that the investment will stop as long as I'm here."
Donald Pols, the former director of Dutch environmental group Milieudefensie, sparked controversy last month when he announced a surprise move to steel magnate Tata Steel as chief sustainability officer. But the switch was quickly brought to an end when Tata Steel announced his dismissal on Tuesday after just 1 day on the job. The turnaround came after it was revealed that Pols had been a member of a far-right pro-apartheid student movement in South Africa in the 80s and early 90s. Pols had previously gained attention for his prominent role in a high-profile court case that Milieudefensie had brought against fossil fuel giant Shell, which was overturned in an appeals case last year. The original case against Shell ordering it to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions was the first such ruling against a company in the world. Milieudefensie expressed deep disappointment in Pols when he announced the switch to Tata Steel, one of the Netherlands' largest polluters. Tata Steel is facing its own legal battle in the Netherlands after residents in the city near its largest factory sued the company for €1.5 billion for health problems caused by the factory, as well as a fall in house values. It has also received a €2.4 million penalty for excessive emissions of hydrogen fluoride and heavy metals. Pols had justified his move to Tata Steel as a logical next step, arguing that industrial sustainability could also be driven from within.
The EU is losing hopes in the chances of enforcing a full ban on maritime services for Russian tankers. The measure was approved in April as part of the 20th package of sanctions to cripple Moscow's war economy. It aims to prohibit all maritime-related services, including banking, shipping, flagging and insurance for tankers carrying Russian oil. Turmoil in energy markets, coupled with persistently high oil prices, have hindered the measure's activation.
Events in the Gulf have clearly changed the calculus about anything to do with energy. For the moment, what all Western economies are struggling with is access to energy at reasonable prices. So I think at this point there is no appetite to take additional measures which might aggravate that situation.
The official reason for the pause was a desire to reach an agreement at the G7 level, but other G7 members haven't shown much enthusiasm in backing the ban.
So in the 20th sanctions package, we did indeed include a legal basis to eventually activate a full maritime services ban. But we were clear that we would do this in consultation and in cooperation with our G7 partners. But we do remain committed to all of the measures that we've put in place, like the oil price cap, and what we can do to minimize revenues that Russia might gain from the situation in Iran.
Additionally, Brussels has not yet secured the support of two member states with interests directly at stake. Greece and Malta. The former hosts a powerful shipping industry, while the latter controls Europe's largest ship registry.
The European Union pledged to invest tens of millions of euros into an ocean observation plan, just days after the United States said it would dismantle its own. The ocean covers 70% of the Earth's surface, but only 5% has been explored. With the €92 million ocean initiative, the EU now hopes to become a superpower in ocean patrolling and intelligence. The Ocean Observation Plan will help improve climate forecasting and support the protection and restoration of marine ecosystems, but it is also critical for maritime security and defence. The European Commission argues that ocean observation is critical for detecting, deterring and mitigating maritime threats, including to critical infrastructure such as undersea cables, which are under constant threat of hybrid sabotage. The EU adopted the new initiative, which is called Ocean Eye, shortly after the Trump administration announced it would dismantle its $368 million deep ocean observation system that was put in place a decade ago.